ready to go, buddy?
Yes. Let's hit road.
All right, let's go.
Get the bikes out.
Is that better fit than yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're about to get set on the trail here.
Yeah,
See the sign?
Our destination is Foster, and then our main destination is Loveland.
That's right. You ready to go, buddy?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, off we go. Isn't that cool?
The lights are still working.
Yeah. This whole place used to be abandoned when my wife and I first got together like 20 years ago. And they've since turned it into apartments, which is pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Whoa, that's weird. It used to be an old gunpowder factory.
That's right.
Weird.
Yep, they used to make shotgun shells and cartridges and all kinds of stuff. So we're currently riding along the trail and realizing that if we want to do any longer trails, I'm definitely going to have to upgrade some parts of my bike, because this bike is my Frankenstein bike that I put together with odds and ends and different parts over 20 years ago when I was a teenager. And it served me well. I used to do dirt jumping on it, and it was awfully good fun, but it was expensive. So I got a paper out for a whole year to save up enough money to buy bits and pieces for it. I got some really nice shocks on it. They're called Marjoki Dirt Jumper 2s, which at the time was like the creme de la creme of shocks. And I got some pretty nice wheels on it, Planet X wheels and some other bits and pieces. But the crankcase is making some crunchy sounds, and the cassette's worn out, and there's just lots of little pieces that need to be replaced now after years of use. Haven't really used it a whole lot in the last 20 years since I got together with my wife, because we've been on all kinds of other different adventures. But now that my son's getting older and, you know, he's getting on his bike, it's time to upgrade a little bit and hopefully get some fun rides in the future. Yeah, so me and Leo just talking a second ago. Leo only started riding a couple years ago. He's 9 years old now, and he was 6, nearly 7 when he started to learn how to ride. He's always been very tall for his age, and I think it kind of put him off when he was little. But he's ridden a little bit of his bike in Natural Bridge, Kentucky, and then this March we actually took a trip out to the Grand Canyon, and he actually rode part of the rim with me, which is probably the best ride I've ever done in my life. Not just because of the view, but because I did it with him. And a few days later we were in Utah, and we went off on a bit of a mountain bike trek for a couple miles, and now we're on the Loveland bike trail, which is pretty sedate in comparison, but it's a nice trail, lots of woods, and it's quite shaded, which is nice, because otherwise we'd be getting sunburned. So we're just going to ride this today and see what happens. So we actually rode a little part of this trail a couple of days ago when we took my wife down here with the baby, and she walked down the trail a little bit, and then me and Leo went off about a mile, and we started talking about how far the trail goes, and it actually links up from Cincinnati all the way to Cleveland. It's called the Ohio to Erie Trail, and Leo said he wants to try and do it later this year. So we're actually, it's a pretty lofty goal. It's 326 miles, so we'd have to do this every week, where we do a nice long ride and see if we can build ourselves up to that sort of thing. And we'll see what happens. But yeah, that's kind of our big goal. One of the things that's already very apparent to me is that I'm going to need a new saddle, because the saddle I have is a Planet X saddle that I've had for dirt jumping. It's like got Kevlar on it, so basically if you crash your bike, it won't tear it up too bad. And used to crash fairly often on the bike doing dirt jumps. At one point, I think I was 14 years old, I got a concussion pretty good. Had to go to the hospital and get a scan to make sure my brain was still intact, which it was. But yeah, but I definitely need a more comfortable saddle, that's for sure. Yep, you see the river down there through the trees. Pretty nice. Alright, so it looks like we're coming up on Foster, which is the 2-mile mark. We left just after 1 o'clock. It's about 1:19 right now, so we're Doing pretty good. 2 miles in just under 20 minutes. That's not too bad. Leisurely, probably 6 to 7 mile per hour pace. Yeah, is it? See it? Yeah. It's basically a parking lot with a restaurant, isn't it? Yeah. Very good. I think we're making a good pace, Leah.
I'm gonna take a little break here. I'm starting to get a little hot.
Okay.
Look at that. That's like an old house.
Check out the size of that bridge. Yeah. So I've got a new GoPro 13, which is very fancy compared to my old GoPro 4, which I had many years ago. I actually did a motorcycle trip from Cincinnati to San Francisco that year in 2017. And took the GoPro with me, and I was going to film the whole trip. And on the very first day, I just made it inside Kansas. I had done over 600 miles that day, and long story short, the camera broke loose from the mount that I had on my motorcycle and actually flew down the highway. And of course, I'm on the highway doing 70, 75 miles per hour. It's far too dangerous to attempt to retrieve it. And I mean, who knows, it might have busted on impact, but basically I lost it and couldn't really film the trip. So I got a few pictures, and I've actually wrote a short story about my adventures, which I guess eventually I'll publish. But it was a really fun trip, but unfortunately I don't have any of it on video. So I'm just looking at the mount right now, making sure that it stays put. So that's kind of my biggest fear with the GoPro, is just losing it. Also, you have to excuse the noise. The cicadas are everywhere right now in the trees, and it's very noisy, so hopefully this audio is coming through clearly. Now, back in 2019, I did a hike with my cousins, and we basically hiked Mount Snowdon in Wales. I don't know if you can tell by my accent, but I'm actually from England. And so I try to get over every once in a while, see my cousins and family. And my cousin suggested that we hike Mount Snowdon. What do you see, bud? What do you see, Leah? What do you see?
I saw a tree which was like snapped in half, but because there's so many trees, it was just laying there.
Oh, wow. Very cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, we, in order to condition myself for the trip, because we were gonna camp and have big backpacks and stuff, so I basically, being in the middle of winter, I decided to start conditioning my back, especially for the hike, by coming on this bike path, because there's basically no one using it in the winter, and it's nice and flat, so it's pretty safe. So I was able to park up and just hike backwards and forwards on this trail. And I did that for a few weeks until I kind of conditioned myself a bit better. And then I was able to tackle, Caesars Creek and Houston Woods and a couple other places where they had like some elevation gains and kind of a proper trail. So it worked out pretty nice, but it brings back memories. It's pretty nice.
Is it marking the milestones of the part of the trail itself?
Yeah, there's mile markers.
Yeah, but like, it's like really fast. It's like 200 something right now.
Oh, so it's not, I'm not sure. That's a good question, actually.
I think it's between the milestones, but when this part of the trail begins and
Yeah, so basically, so Leo was asking the mile markers. We're currently heading south. Just checking the sun to make sure I'm correct. But no, so basically Leo's asking, there's mile markings on the ground every like half mile or so, and they're going up right now. But we're not sure what they're for, whether it's just for the Loveland Trail or if it's for the whole trail. I'm thinking since it's going up, it's just the Loveland Trail. So here's mile marker 40 right here. So yeah, we'll have to look that one up. I'm not entirely sure. Both ways, make sure there's nothing coming. Alright, good to go. Here we are entering Little Miami State Park. Alright, so we've done about 5 miles now. We're only about a mile away from Loveland. So, you see deer? Where?
There's multiple.
Where?
Look.
Where? There's deer in there somewhere?
I think they're very fucking.
Oh, I see. Look, his head's sticking out. Yeah, I think you're right. Yep, he's right there in the tall grass, right there. Wow, good spot, Leo. You see him jumping?
Yeah.
Good find, Leo. Wow, good job. Yeah, he's right there. Not sure if you can see that on the camera. Wow, that grass must be really tall. You know what they're doing, Leo?
What?
They're taking a nap. Because what they often do in the middle of the day, especially in the middle of the afternoon like this, where it's nice and warm, will actually bed down and take a bit of a nap.
I think I saw another head.
Very cool. Alright, so Leo just spotted some deer bedding down in the tall grass, and then he just found some mulberries, which are edible in Ohio. So might stop for a snack in a minute.
Yeah, in our backyard, we have a mulberry tree, and we like to eat them during this time of the year because they're out and ripe. They're super good.
Yeah? Yeah, we're very close to Loveland now, aren't we? See the river down there. That is the Little Miami River. Coming up on the sign that says "Welcome to Loveland." It's down there, right there. Probably a bit hard to see from here, but we are now officially in the outskirts of Loveland. So we've now ridden about 6 miles, which, Leo, I think that's about your record, isn't it? I think 6 miles is his record. We did that in Grand Canyon about nearly 3 months ago now.
The bridge!
Oh, there's the bridge coming up. Yeah, we're now very close to Loveland. As soon as we cross the bridge, we're basically there. Here we are at the bridge. You can really hear how loud those cicadas are. All right, Leo, do you want to head down to the beach?
Yes.
Yeah? Well, lead the way then, yeah? There are cicadas everywhere.
We rode 6 miles to Loveland.
Yep. Long way, huh?
So 3 days ago, I found a rock in the river, and I placed it here, and it's still there 3 days later. Still here.
And this is that rock right here. Look at that.
Look, that's a part of brachiopod. Make sure to bleed.
Brachiopod.
Or we can't bring it home. So sit here.
Okay, we've arrived at Loveland, and we're now at the river itself. And Leo's over there taking a dip, and I'm just chilling out for a second, having a drink and a snack. See if I can find some flat stones to skip. This one looks pretty good. Let's have a look, see what we can do with it. Make sure I don't hit Leo. Yeah?
4 or 5 skips.
Yeah, 4 or 5 skips. Hey. Yeah? Should we see how much I can do with this one? You ready? How many was it?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5? See if we can do it again. Oh look, it's a huge one here. Hey Leo, what do you think I can do with this big boy? Can we try it? Ah, lame. So So I think the most important thing when you do anything like this, especially with kids, is to bring plenty of snacks and water, obviously. Keep them cool, keep them fed, and then let them play, like playing in the river. And they'll enjoy it either way. But bought myself a little snack bag with some little breakfast bars and Cliff bars and stuff, so I'm gonna have a little snack. Okay, so I'll show you the bikes that we're using right now while Leo's playing in the river over there. Leo's bike is a Schwinn, which we picked up at Walmart a couple years ago. Typically they're like $300+, but we managed to get it on like a super clearance type sale. I'm not really sure why, but we took it. It was about like 70 bucks, so it was a heck of a deal, and he actually loves it. You know, it's got, you know, just basic like disc brakes and like shocks and everything. Nothing too fancy, but it's definitely solid for especially for a 9-year-old. And then my bike is my Frankenstein bike. I have a Barracuda frame, my Jockey Bomber forks, just some basic hydraulic disc brakes, Planet X wheels. I just put some new sort of roadish tires on them. They're not nearly as fancy as my old ones, which were Tioga downhill tires for people who understand that sort of thing. And then just my old FSA crankset, and then just basic bits and pieces from my other old bike that I had from over 20 years ago, which probably need to be replaced by now. But yeah, that's it. Nothing too fancy, just using what we got. So in my backpack I've got a basic first aid kit, nothing fancy, just got some bandages in there and some antiseptic towels, and it's also a little like compass thingy and a whistle, but just your basic like bandages and band-aids, and got a couple super glue sticks as well for anything that's cut pretty deep if need be. But just something basic in case like my son, he's out in the river right now, he cuts his foot or something, I can clean it up and keep him going, sort of thing. Also bought a couple of old puncture repair kits that I had kicking around, and I realized that we didn't have a pump, so it's a bit useless really.
We got some clay because these kids found this clay sitting around and they gave it to me. Also, there's a cicada island over there where I'm saving cicadas.
Awesome. So I have a basic hiking backpack. It's just a 40-liter backpack right here, and I use it whenever we go on hikes or now bikes, and it's just a good day pack. And we picked these up in Gatlinburg, of all places. It's called the Day Hiker, and it's holding up pretty good so far. We bought them about 2 years ago, so it's just a nice day pack.
Let's find some more clay.
What you got? Clay?
More clay.
Yeah, more clay?
Look, I just found these laying around.
Wow.
You just spot it by the color. That's clay.
Yeah?
What's that?
Very cool, buddy.
If I found a small enough one like that size, I could actually bring it home.
Yeah, maybe. Can you show me your island over there?
Yeah. Hopefully they're better.
Yeah?
Well, this one is kind of flat right now on the top of the sprit.
Wow, I see it, yeah.
Just one on me.
Yeah, you want to bring him over here so we can see him?
Yep. These are ones which I found inside the river drowning.
Yeah, you saved them. That's very nice of you. Wow.
Yeah,
look at that guy.
apparently the kid who gave me the clay also saved one.
Yeah?
And he brought it to the island.
Yeah. There are absolutely thousands and thousands of these things. I'm not even sure if you can hear me very well over the sound of them, but they're in the trees everywhere right now. I guess it's just that time of year. Uh-oh. Do you have cicadas all over you, Leah?
Please grab it.
Let's grab this little guy. Whee! Off he goes. Wow.
The cicada just landed on my ear.
Oh my goodness. You ready, buddy? Hey, 2. We sit outside?
Come see wherever.
You want to stay right here, bud? We just ate at Ramsey's Trailside, and Leo got himself a, what do you call that thing again?
Holy cow, it's called a holy cow.
Yeah, what's in it?
Basically, it's a donut covered in icing with, well, like crispy donut with like 2 to 4 scoops of ice cream on it, and you can choose between strawberry caramel and chocolate, you know, syrup, icing, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, very good.
On the ice cream. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really good. This place right here, Ramsey's Trailside in Loveland. All right, we're in Loveland by Mr. Red Stockings here, and we're getting ready to head back toward the car, which is in Kings Mills. So, you ready?
Count to 3, 2, 1. Let's head back. Oh.
Yep, so here we are riding back along the trail, back toward Kings Mills, after we had a late lunch at Ramsey's Trailside. And Leo's now entering his longest ride ever, because when we went to Grand Canyon, he did about 6 miles. We rode about 1 mile from the campsite to the rim, and about 2 miles along the rim, and then back again. So when you add it all together, about 6 miles. We're now entering the 7th mile here for Leo right now. So by the time we make it back to the truck, we'll be just shy of 13 miles. So 6.4 each way. So that'd be a very good achievement for him. We're already 1 mile down, and Mr. Leo here is on a mission. We stopped for a little break here at mile marker of 40, or just over 40. So I think Leo needs a little liquid IV. What do you think?
Yeah, Coke is actually not, makes you more dehydrated and makes you more thirsty. I haven't drinking any like proper water in like 2 hours, so.
Yeah, oh, definitely overdue for a good drink then. All right, nice little hydration stop, and now we're gonna keep going. There he goes. Alright, so we're on the Loveland bike trail between Kings Mills and Loveland. And it's a really nice stretch of the trail. You got the river down there, which you can see through the trees. And you got all these nice little benches. So you got little places to stop and sit and rest a little bit. And then in between you've got Foster's, which has the monkey bar and grill. And if you make it all the way to Loveland, then you've got plenty of restaurants there. Of course, we went to Ramsey's today, but there's lots of other ones too, which are really nice. And you can, you okay, buddy? Sure? Yeah. Maybe you want to stop to do that, Bubba. Okay. Be careful. Alright, so anyway, what's the thing? Yeah, there's plenty of places to eat, and then you can pretty much pull off wherever you want, and if you can find access to the river, you can just go down there. We waited till we got to Loveland to do that, and Leo was playing for a little while, so that was good fun. He enjoyed it. But yeah, this whole section is mostly covered by woods. You can see the trees, and there's a few openings like this so you can see fields and stuff. But almost the whole section is shaded, which is really nice, especially on a hot summer's day. So yeah, if you live in the Cincinnati to Dayton area, check out the Loveland Bike Trail for sure. So you see this this stop right there. I remember one point when I very first started, you okay?
Yeah.
You good? Okay. When I very first started my my hiking training at the beginning of 2019, it was freezing cold outside, snow everywhere, and this seemed like a safe bet being on this big path here. Nice and flat, not many people at that time of year. but it was still very hard. I had a 80-liter backpack on and I had it full of kit. So I got to one point toward the end of I think it was maybe between halfway and the end of my hike for the day. I just felt so worn out, like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. And I actually stopped there at that little spot right there, and I got myself a little snack, and I texted my cousins and told them I was feeling a bit down, and they said, oh no, you got this. And then after a little bit of a rest, I got back up and I got going, and I felt good. I finished up that day, and from then on I got better and better. Every week I did a bit further, and then like I said earlier, I progressed to other hikes and really conditioned my body for that hike in Wales. And I think Mr. Leah is going to try and do it one day too, right?
Yeah, and also maybe Evie could eventually be on this channel.
That's right.
My
yeah.
little sister, which is 3 weeks old, like a couple years from now.
Yep, that's right. We have Leah has a baby sister, 3 weeks old, so she's already been on this trail a little bit, hasn't she? Nearly a mile with Mummy a couple days ago.
She did good. Because she had a C-section, so she did good. You know?
Yep. Yeah, Mummy's still recovering from her C-section, and this was her first like proper hike. I think she did about a mile with Evie in the stroller, and we had a good time. We went to that same restaurant, and that's how we found out about the what are they called again? I keep forgetting the name of them.
Holy cow.
Holy cow! Yeah, those are really good. So that's how we knew about those. But you ready to go?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's get going.
What?
Where are we now, bud? 39. All right. I think it's about halfway. So, okay, Leah said 36.5 is where our truck is. So what's that, 39? So 2.5 miles?
I just realized we did
Wow.
2.5 miles, because I remembered 41.5 miles when we were riding before.
Yep. I don't know if you caught that over the cicadas, but we're just talking about the distance. There it is. Not sure how well you can see it, but there's a giant bridge to the trees over here. And getting ready to cross the road again, and then we'll only have about 2 more miles back to the truck, which means, Leo, we're just about the 10-mile marker for you.
Oh.
And there's the bridge. Just pull up just here, yeah? Here we're back at the Monkey Bar and Grill. I gotta stop for a second because I need to change the battery on this thing.
Like 1,000 cicadas.
How many there are?
Oh, one just flew. Oh.
Whoa, they're everywhere. There are cicadas everywhere in these trees.
Ah, what just landed on me?
They keep landing on us. They're everywhere in these trees up here.
My goodness, they look like birds in the sky.
Wow, they really do. Alright, we've now ridden about 10 miles. You can see from this sign here, Kings Mills is 2.4 miles. And on the other side, if you're heading the other direction, Loveland's 4 miles. So, see, 4 miles times 2 is 8. 2 plus 2.4 miles times 2 is 4.8. So 4.8 plus 6. Wait. 8. 4.8 plus 8. 12.8. Yeah, sorry. Nearly 13 miles. Oh wow, what do you think this used to be?
I think it used to be like a house. It says, hey, come here. There's an old sign.
You know, I think a lot of these used to be, like railroad lines. So this might have been an old railroad building.
It's like Foster something.
It says Foster Crossing Picnic Area. That's what it says. All right, here we go. The last 2 miles. Leo's done very well on this trip. Off he goes. He's ready to get back to the truck. 37, mile marker 37. All right, we're getting close. Wow, yeah, you can see Kings Island behind the trees right there. See one of the roller coasters. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can see it on the video, but I didn't realize we were quite that close, but apparently Kings Island's right over there. Alright, good job, Leo. I think it was called the Peterson's factory or something like that. Yeah, we'll look it up when we get home, yeah? There you go, you've now ridden 12 miles. Good job. What number is it? 35.5, there we go. And we've now made it back to the factory, so our truck is literally just over the road past here, so we've now done over 12 miles. Very good. Oh, Leo, look! It tells us right here. It was called the Peters Cartridge Company. There's a sign here that explains it all. It says the Peters Cartridge Company was once a major employer in the region, providing munitions for Allied forces during World Wars I and II. Pretty cool. There it is. There it is. Those are now apartment buildings. Oh, and Leo says he sees our truck. Yep, I see it too. There it is, just through the tunnel. It's very smooth here. This is all brand new. You used to have to cross a road, but they raised the bridge up, so. Woo. Yeah, here we are. We've made it, Leo. Good job, buddy. Good job. Very good. Good job, Leo. We made it back to the truck. All right, Leo. Hey, high five. Good job. And how many miles have we done today?
12 in like 5 hours.
Yeah.
And most of that was like at Loveland.
Yeah, I think we were actually riding for about 2 of those hours. But we left the house around noon. It's about 5 o'clock right now. We stopped for about an hour at the river. And then we stopped for maybe an hour at the restaurant as well. But how do you feel? Feel awesome? All right.
Yeah.
If you guys like this video, make sure to like and subscribe. And we're going to put out a new video every week.
Yep, and I'm also making my own channel, or I also have my own channel. It's called The Leo Craftable, so go check out that. And I'm going to also have another video of this exact trip.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Next time. Bye.